Good morning. We're here at Shore Acres Botanical Gardens on the central coast of Oregon. It's Labor Day. We're going to be walking around and having a good time. It's 61 degrees, which is not particularly warm. It's very comfortable, and we should have a lot of fun.
We're doing a photo walk challenge today. And we're calling it a challenge because we're using our prime lenses and we're so used to using our zoom lenses. Rick is using his 85mm prime lens on his full frame Z5. I'm using my 50mm lens on my crop sensor Z50. And we're both using our adapters because our prime lenses are both F-mount. So wish us luck and we'll show you what we come up with.
This path takes us to the Gardener's Gate, where we'll start the Prime Lens Challenge. And while we're there walking around these gardens, we will share some of the information about this place. As we head into the gardens, this house on the right is the Bastendorf house. This was where the head gardener for the formal gardens lived. This is the back porch to it. As we continue down this path, we see the gazebo up ahead of us. The gazebo is a wonderful place that is available to the community for weddings and other events. All you have to do is contact the Shore Acres friends for that.
I'm headed over to the Dahlia Garden. There are two of them here, and they're just absolutely beautiful. I don't know what these silver plants are. I've always thought they were really pretty. If you know what they are, please leave a comment.
Here we are on the path to the Japanese garden and pond, and on a still day the pond is absolutely gorgeous with reflections. Here are two of the sculptures that L.J. Simpson had commissioned, and as you can see, they are absolutely magnificent. And this is a Japanese pond that was original to L.J. Simpson's estate himself. That's when they put it in. It is an absolute gorgeous place. There are many different shots we can get here. What's really beautiful about today is that we got this wonderful light that is helping reflections because the water is absolutely flat. And so you can get all kinds of beautiful reflections. And some of that will be in our shots at the end. And so you can enjoy those. And it just, it's amazing. I'm finding that my 85 is just absolutely perfect here. That I'm finding all kinds of wonderful shots. It helps me frame. It helps me focus on what I'm trying to show, and absolutely highlight different subjects and parts of this garden. Once in a while, we are missing our zoom lenses because it does help us, it's a crutch for focusing and composition and things like that. And we're having to relearn, I should say, the idea that we've got to focus with our feet. And our primes sometimes are just not wide enough to get everything. So it's like, okay, I need a wide angle. My 85 is just a little too narrow, but that's okay. It helps me focus and get that subject that I'm looking for. I used my 85 when I was shooting portraits, and I love this lens. And I forgot how much I do love this lens. It is amazing. Beautiful color, sharpness, no distortion, and 85, it's a portrait lens. So if you're shooting a person, taking somebody's portrait, you're going to have a beautiful rendition and smooth skin, and everything is just perfect with this lens. But I do miss a zoom. We miss our zooms, but this has been a fun exercise.
So there was a time years ago when I only used a 50mm lens on my camera. It stayed there and I never took it off. And I was doing photography pretty often. That was my thing, 50mm lens. But I can see after using this for a little while, I do miss my zoom lens. I have I use a 50 to 250mm lens on my mirrorless camera, and then an 18 to 400 on my DSLR. Those are both quite a range. And so we were just talking about the reflections in this pond and how we'd like to get the tops of the trees and the complete tree in the reflection of the water. But my 50 and his 85, neither one is wide enough to do that. So we were saying, oh wow, yeah, we could use our zoom here. But it's okay. We're having fun. This is a great exercise. We highly recommend it.
The sign in front of this tree is the Shore Acres Monterey pine. It was planted sometime between 1906 and 1921 by L.J. Simpson. In 1942, Simpson sold his estate to Oregon, designated as a park. This tree was recognized in 2002 as the largest of its species, Monterey pine, in the United States by the National Register of Big Trees. Its circumference is 208 inches. It's approximately 95 feet tall, and they think it is well over 100 years old.
Here's something we added just for fun. These are completely unprocessed photos. The top one is the one I did with my Z50 and the 50mm lens. The bottom one is one that Rick took with a Z5 and an 85mm lens. We wanted to see how close they would be, because with my crop sensor camera, my 50mm lens ends up being the equivalent of a 75mm, which is very close to Rick's 85. What I saw in this photo was that I need to take off the cloudy white balance setting on my camera because it looks a little too warm for me.